Hi friends, today I'm going to be doing a Grinch wreath and I'm going to be using a lot of stuff that I already have at hand and then some things that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. Everything Christmas at Hobby Lobby is 60% off. So let me show you some of the things that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using this evergreen wreath that I've had for many years in my garage, and so I decided to use one of these Dollar Tree little round wood cutouts. I purchased the SVG off of Etsy, but the SVG was only 88 cents. I didn't want to show you how I did this on camera because in case you don't have the SVG, but you can go on Etsy and find it for 88 cents. But I did use, as the colors here, the green, I used this apple barrel lime green. And then around the edge, I did all white, and that's just a basic white. And then in between, to make it look like candies, I just used a regular red paint. And then when I did all this and it dried around to outline it, I just used some of this green puffy paint. And then once I did everything, I went ahead and I sealed it with regular matte Mod Podge. Just because this is going to be on my door, I wanted to seal this. And then I ended up adding some Mod Podge on the edges. I did my white first. I put on every single white little square, I put some Mod Podge. And then I sprinkled this snowy surprise glitter from Walmart. Then once that dried, I went in with the red, and I did the red. And this is just extra fine glitter in ruby from Walmart as well. And then once it all dried, I went in and I sealed it with Mod Podge. So it was really, really glittery when I hadn't sealed it, but I don't want fallout, so I ended up sealing the glitter, and so it doesn't look as glittery. But if you wanted to, you don't have to add Mod Podge to seal your glitter in. It will look so much cuter and much more glittery, but I don't like a lot of fallout. So that's what I did with this guy. And then I'm going to attach this with some pipe cleaners that I'm just going to glue on the back and then attach it onto the wreath form. And then I have like a bunch of these picks here that I had bought last month, I think it was, at Hobby Lobby, and these as well. But these were only, you know, they were really cheap because they were 60% off, as well as this. I bought this mesh here, the 10-inch mesh that I bought at Hobby Lobby. This is just $4 with the 60% off, and I've got a couple of rolls because I don't know if I'm going to use them both. But I have all this ribbon here that I've had, you know, left over from last year's projects. This one I bought this year. These are just from my tree that I used last year. And then this mesh here that I've had for a couple years. So I'm going to do a different method on this wreath here. And so let me really quickly explain. We're going to use this mesh here, the regular size mesh here. As you can see, this is a 10-inch mesh, and this is the oh gosh, I can't remember how long this mesh is, but it's the regular size mesh. And then I'm just going to do some little loops around here, and then at the top I'll use this 10-inch mesh, and then I'll cut some ribbon and put ribbon in. But you're gonna see how I do this. So let's begin this DIY. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to fluff up your wreath form. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my regular size mesh, and I'm going to do some 8-inch loops. And you're just going to loop them around the branches of your wreath. And I'm going to do about 10 loops around here. And you can make your loops as big as you want or as small as you want. But I'm just going to start. So I'm grabbing my mesh, and I'm just going to fold a big piece of mesh down to the bottom because it is cut kind of crooked. And then I'm just going to scrunch this together like this. And that way you don't see this piece here, and then I can cut this extra off. So I'm just going to grab some branches down here in the bottom, and I'm just going to grab 2 branches, and then I'm just going to use those branches to secure my mesh, twist it. And then I'm just going to do some loops. And I am going to do some 8-inch loops. I have something here to measure. 8-inch loops. And then I'm just going to tie these guys. Just like this. So you guys can see just a regular, I'm just doing regular loops. And I'm gonna go all the way around, and I should get about 10, but depending, you can make them larger or smaller, however you want to do yours. You can do 10, which I'm gonna try to do 10, but we'll see how that works out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around and do my little loops, and they're gonna be 8 inches all the way around. And then I'm gonna, when I get to here, then I'll cut it off. Once you have all your loops all around, then you're just gonna go ahead and cut whatever extra you have left of your mesh. And I just cut off my extra. And then you can go ahead and fluff your poofs. And so you should have something that looks like this. So the next step is going to be, we're going to do some cruffles, which is kind of a cross between a ruffle and a curl. So it's a cruffle, and I'm going to do 8 on top here. And you're just going to find a spot, you know, some branches. You're going to put it in here, and then you're going to tie it just like this, twisted, and you'll have your mesh in kind of like what you would do with a work wreath. Well, you're going to do the same thing, but with the branches here to hold your mesh. So let me move this out of the way, and we're going to cut our strips for our cruffles. So I went ahead and already pre-cut my strips of mesh. This is a 10-inch mesh, and I cut them at 25 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a cruffle. I have a little pin here so I can hold one end of my cruffle because my hands don't work so well. So the way you see, and I've shown you guys how to do this before, but the way I've shown you guys how to do this is the way your mesh is curling is the way you want to make your little curls. So let me put this guy here to hold this in place for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the way, see how it's trying to roll already? That's how we're going to go. So I'm going to do a little roll, and I'm going to roll it 3 times, and it's going to be like a nice tight roll. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3 roll. And then I'm going to use my clip, my clothespin, and I'm going to hold it right there. And then I'm going to bring it this side, and then I'm going to do the same thing. See how it's trying to roll? So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. And then when I get to 3, I'm going to bring these fingers and then my thumb, and I'm going to scrunch this towards me, going in the middle. Let me move this out of the way here. And until I get to the end here, like this. Now I can take this pin off, and I have a cruffle. So let me show you. I tried it on one of these because I wanted to see if it worked. So I went ahead and I cut another one here. And then, so as you can see here, I already put one. I'm going to just get any of the branches. Let's see, I think that spacing is good right there. And then I'm just going to put this in my wreath here. And just with these, as you can see, these branches, I'm just going to twist them. And then I'll fluff this guy out. And then I'm going to do this all the way around, just little cruffles like this. And let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops down here at the bottom. I did 9, and I'll tell you how many cruffles I do. Now I still have, look, this roll here. So you're still gonna have extra of this roll if you do it like this. And again, just use what you have at home. You know, any colors that you may have at home, it'll work. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing my cruffles and tying them on here, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here it is. I did 8 of the cruffles right on top, 8 25-inch cruffles. And then these right here, the loops at the bottom, they're about 8 to 9 inches, the loops. And again, I did 9 of them all the way across at the bottom. And so it looks pretty full now. I like the way this looks. So as far as ribbon goes, I have some of this ribbon here that I've had for a while now. And I'm thinking that I'm just going to do a bow. Now I have to try to attach this guy somewhere in here. And I can push all this up around in here like this. And then, see it, and then it'll go in the center, something like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of pipe cleaners here I have the holes here, but I'm not going to use them, and you can't even tell because the glitter and all that covers it. But I think I'm just going to add right here some pipe cleaners, and then I'll just attach it to the wreath form itself in the center. All right, as you guys can see, I just glued these pipe cleaners onto this board here, and then I'm just going to feed these through in here in the wireframe through, and then tie it in the back. Maybe I should have done it in half. I think I might have to glue another pipe cleaner here to have two to be able to tie them, but I think I could do it with this. But you're just going to put your pipe cleaner here, and then you're going to feed it through the wreath form, and then you'll tie it in the back. And then if you want it more permanent, then you can glue it. But I'm going to go ahead and put this through and just secure it on here. Okay, so now that you've secured it, just keep on fluffing your area, your cruffles. And so then we're just going to go ahead and cut ribbon and put ribbon in between all these. Now, if you want to make a bow, you can make a bow. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to do too much to it. I might glue some of these picks in here, and I might cut some ribbon and maybe just put the ribbon on the top here, like little tails, and then I'll probably put some of these in and out of here and make it really, really simple. Just such a simple wreath to do. So let's see. Just keep on fluffing, making sure that you have your cruffles showing and that you get it to how you want it to look. And I think it looks so pretty. It's looking full. So there is my wreath so far. And I was looking through all my ribbons. I actually found this bow that I had made a while ago, and I'm not going to use it, but I'm thinking I might use some of the ribbon, take it apart, and then I have some of this that's already pre-cut. And these are 11 inches. There were 12 inches, but I cut down the ends, and so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in 12 inches. And I know I have a roll of this, and I've seen it, and it's got to be somewhere downstairs in all my stuff, but I like this ribbon here. And I'm just going to use what I have. See, look, I have like this one here too. This is all I have of it. So make it fun. It's supposed to be Grinch, so it's going to be whimsical and crazy. I mean, even this, look at the SVG. You see, this is all kind of like sideways. This right here, that's purposely done like that. That's how the SVG is. And it's supposed to be really whimsical. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Found my spool. The problem is I don't have a lot of it. I just have very little of this left. So I'm just going to do a funky bow with the ribbons that I have here. I'm going to use my Bodabra, and I've already shown you guys how I do this, but I'm just going to use what I have here, and they're just going to be different sizes. And so I'm just going to do, I don't want long tails. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 loops, just like a bow tie. And then twist it, bring it. So basically this is what I'm going to do with all my ribbon. I'm going to do the 2 loops, and then I'm going to do something like this, and then I'm just going to do them all the same. But that's basically all I'm going to do with my ribbon. I'm just going to do a little bow just to put on here. And so as you guys can see, I made a little wonky bow. I'm not the greatest bow maker, but I used what I had. I made a bow, and now I'm cutting my ribbon into small strips, and they are 11 inches, and then I'm just going to go in between where I tied my mesh, and I'm just laying with one on top of the other like this, and then I pinch it in the center, and then I take it into, I find one of these right here is where I secured my mesh. So I'm just going to, you can open it if you want, you don't have to, but I'm going to open it just a little bit so I can put my ribbon in there, and then I'm just going to twist it shut, and then I will fan it out, and then I will cut it accordingly. So see, some of these are a little long, but I'm just going to start to cut them down accordingly so they're not too long. And then I'll cut this one, and then you can do that all the way around if you want to. You can do every other one if you want to, if you don't want to do it on every single one. Keep fluffing this out, make it look really pretty. You can do all the front, and you can do the back if you want as well too. I'm not sure if I'm going to do ribbon back here. I may, and it may be different than this one. But then I'm going to go ahead and then get some of these, and then I'm just going to glue them into place like that throughout my wreath. And I don't know, I may do something like this. I don't know, but I definitely am going to put these, and then you can cut the stem down, add some glue on the stem, and then just pop it right in like that. And then you'll have it wherever you want, if you want it permanently. I'm going to glue them in here. And if you don't want it permanently, then you can use the branch to secure this. Like, you can just wrap it around like I just did right there, and there it is. Just using the branches if you don't want to secure it. But I'm going to secure this one because I am going to reuse this one every year for my Grinch theme. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off putting my ribbons and then gluing these guys, and then I'll be back to show you when it's on my door. This is how simple it is, using things that you have at home. And if you don't have something like this, well, Hobby Lobby does sell some Grinch signs that you can use, and they're 60% off. But I figured I would make mine. I thought it would be cute. I wanted it to look different. So I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to go hang it on my door, and then I'll let you guys see what it looks like. Here is my finished wreath, friends. There's not a lot to it. I'm actually thinking that I'm going to try to go through all my ornaments and see if I have any like not lollipops, but like candy canes, and then glue candy canes and candies all around here. But for now, this is going to do. And I kind of pushed this out a little more. I didn't want it to be all the way in. I'm gonna mess with this and bring it out more. But I just glued some of these in here, these picks here. I just glued 2 of these guys with the candies. Might cut down this guy a little more, but and then I just put some of these little picks here, and basically that is it. Simple with the things that I had at home already. And like I said, if I purchased anything, it was all from Hobby Lobby, 60% off, which wasn't a lot that I purchased, but it's still, you know, a lot cheaper to make this wreath than to actually go buy one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's really fast, because it's very, very easy and very self-explanatory, but let your imagination run wild. Do yours however you want. Like I said, I am going to go through my stuff, and I'm going to look to see if I have any candy canes. If not, then I'll maybe make a run to Hobby Lobby and see if they have any, and then eventually I'll just end up gluing candy canes and candies all around here. But I like it. I think it's cute, you know, so I'm going to go put it outside of my door and let you guys see that. And the other one, I think I'm just going to tie a bow on there and put it over my stove. And that's it. The other sign, this sign here, I'll probably just, you know, it comes with a little bow, but I think I'm going to add a bow myself, or just put it over the stove just like that. Here is the wreath. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a like. And I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends. Like at night. This is for our Amazon drivers.